I am that I am. 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 I am that I am.
Ashe. Amun Rahatef Wazay. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Mama Jeff. That was, it was like being in meditation again or some more. So thank you. Thank you for that. Welcome to Wose's Sunday celebration. Wose is a community of the Sacred African Way. We hope that you enjoy the service today. We hope that you find it interesting, enlightening, find that it moves your spirit, and that you'll join us again. Next, we are going to have our Wose affirmation, and Mama Fanya and Sister Jalea are going to come forward with the affirmation. Please come forward, and then that's going to be followed by a song from Baba Jeffrey. There you are. Hello. I'm in Rough, ladies.
Hi. We will know God's truth, be free and self-determined. Creator, help us remember the humanity, glory, and suffering of our ancestors, and to honor the struggles of our elders.
Let us strive to bring new vision and life to our people. Let there be peace and harmony among us.
Let us be loving, sharing, and creative. Let us work, study, and listen, so we may learn, teach, and cultivate self-reliance.
Grant us power, O Holy One, as we struggle to resurrect our hearts and our homeland.
We will raise our children according to the needs of our nation, with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We will strive to be the living models of the new direction of our people.
We are an African people.
We are children of God.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Baba Jeff? Thank you.
This song is called Living in the Glow, living in the glow, living in the flow of the Most High. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm living in the glow. I'm living in the flow of the Most High. Jah Jah lights my way, and on a cloudy day I'm just fine. Ooh, yeah, yeah. There's magic in the air. Love is everywhere. There is no limit. No, no. The Creator, she is me. And as far as I can see, I'm just fine. Fine, fine, fine. Not so long ago, I couldn't find my way, and life was so very cold. I had to face reality, but in the stillness of the night, she said to me, you gotta live in the glow, live in the flow of the Most High. Yeah, yeah. Jah will light your way, and on a cloudy day you'll be fine. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause there's a magic in the air. Love is everywhere. There is no limits. No, no. The Creator, she is me. And as far as I can see, I'm just fine. Fine, fine, fine. how as the days go by, her voice was true, she never lied. There's so much more that you can do when you remember what you gotta do. You gotta live in the glow, live in the flow of the Most High. Yeah, yeah. Jah will light your way on a cloudy day. You'll be fine, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. 'Cause there's some magic in the air. Love is everywhere. There is no limits. No, no. The Creator is you. And in all that you do, you'll be fine, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, 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 fine. You'll be fine. Remember to live in the glow.
Yes, indeed. Sister Glow, mashing it up.
Ashe, that was beautiful. Okay, so we are now going to have a historical tribute, and our historical tribute is going to be brought to us by Minister Malley, I believe. It is a time where we think it's important to keep at least 5 to 7 generations of our history in the minds of our people. We want to show and demonstrate the hand of God working throughout the history of African people, because we recognize that when we were at our height is when we were closest to God. And again, our historical tribute is going to be brought to us today by Minister Malley, and I will have him come forward and tell us what it's about. Minister.
Actually, Minister Malley is not going to give the historical tribute. You'll have to suffer through me
Okay.
giving the historical tribute today.
Jump on in and let us know what it's about. We're ready.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if people are ready for this one, Minister Rana. I don't know if they're ready. Let's see if they
We are always ready for you.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, I want to talk about today, just briefly, here, in defense of Uncle Tom. I remember going with some Wose children, and we went to, this was years ago, when Chris Williams and Mama Kanke's sons were I don't think they were teenagers yet, and we went to a Steinhardt Aquarium, and it was raining that day, and you know, they bought their lunches, and the African-American person that was there wouldn't let them eat inside because it was some rule. And the person, the other adult that was on that was Sister Bobby Calhoun. And I remember her telling that man, she said, "You owe Uncle Tom." You know, she was really upset about that. But you know what, Uncle Tom, we've been given a bad image of what Uncle Tom is. So just want to talk briefly about in defense of Uncle Tom. So the original Uncle Tom was a hero. This is the original Uncle Tom. His name is Josiah Henson. And he has an autobiography out. There's a stamp in Canada. And you can get his book on, you know, you can get his book on Amazon. You know, there's an Audible version, there's a Kindle version. So Josiah Henson was born June 15th, 1789 through May 5th, 1883. He was an author, he was an abolitionist, and he was a minister. Josiah Henson was born in into slavery in Charles County, Maryland. He escaped to Upper Canada, now Ontario, in 1830, and he founded a settlement and a labor school for other fugitive slaves at Dawn near Dresden in Kent County. His autobiography, The Life of Josiah Henson, formerly a slave, now an inhabitant of Canada, was narrated by himself, is widely believed to have inspired the character of the fugitive slave George Harris in Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin, which was written in 1852, who escaped to Kentucky for his wife and escaped across Ohio River and eventually into Canada. Following the success of Harriet Beecher Stowe's novel, Henson issued an expanded version of his memoir in 1858, Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. Father Henson's story of his own life, published Boston, John P. Jewett and Company, 1858. Interest in his life continued, and nearly 2 decades later, his life story was updated and published as Uncle Tom's Story of His Life, the autobiography of Reverend Josiah Henson, 1876. So here he is. There's that book. And this was his house. And you know what? He was also the conductor of an Underground Railroad. So he was a conductor on the Underground Railroad. He had a house near, well, the safe house was on the Underground Railroad near Niagara Falls. Here he is with his wife. That's one of the reasons why he escaped slavery, to follow her. In her book, Uncle Tom's Cabin, Uncle Tom was not the bad guy. If you ever really check out the book, he never beat Black women like he was ordered to by the master, Simon Legree. He would put portions of his cotton that he picked into bags of his fellow slave persons so that they wouldn't get their beatings. He wouldn't snitch on his fellow enslaved brothers and sisters when they escaped the plantation. The bad characters of Uncle Tom's Cabin were Sambo and Quimbo, who would beat and enslave people on the plantation and eventually beat Uncle Tom to death. So the term Uncle Tom is not appropriate label for someone who is white on the outside and Black on the inside and sells out his people by placing his personal gains or their personal gains with whites ahead of the rights and gains of his people. The villain was another Black slave, Sambo. Sambo was childlike, musical, totally committed to the white master and used every opportunity to undermine other slaves. Do you know any such persons or individuals that fit this description? I can think of a few. More importantly, are you such an individual? Perhaps you are and don't know it. All right. I might lose some of you with the information that I present today, but Uncle Tom was not the bad guy. He was made out to be in the minds of the people. The position of uncle in the African culture is a special one. The brother of a deceased man is referred to as father by the brother's children. The children would also describe him as such while their actual father is still alive, but they would refer to the mother's brother as uncle. Among the Ashanti, in a matrilineal culture, the maternal uncle plays an important role, that more important role than the father and the paternal uncle. So, all right. The system has denigrated the word uncle. Uncle Remus, Uncle Ben, uncle seen as bad. But Uncle Tom was not the bad guy. Here's a plaque that is in Ontario commemorating him. Reverend Josiah Henson and other abolitionists sought ways to provide refugees from slavery with the education and skills they would need to become self-sufficient in Upper Canada. They purchased 200 acres of land and established things for people. Some returned to the United States after the Emancipation Proclamation. So today's historical tribute is livicated to the memory of Josiah Henson. He was not the bad guy. He was a conductor of the Underground Railroad. May the name of Josiah Henson live long in the memory of our people. Ashe.
Ashe, wonderful tribute, Minister.
Yes, yes.
Can you answer maybe
Thank
one
you.
question? When was the story turned upside down that Uncle Tom became this villainous individual?
You know, I wish I could answer that, Brother Katabasi. I don't know. It is, and we really need to, what's that phrase? We who believe in freedom cannot rest. So we need to overturn these erroneous ideas about Uncle Tom and really know who Uncle Tom was. Study his life, teach it at school. Tell it to our brothers and sisters so that they'll know it.
You think it might be in one of the books?
Perhaps it would be, yes. Mhm.
Know the real from the unreal.
Yes, yes. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Minister.
Right.
Let's have a song to lift our spirits and let our minds marinate on that information we just got from Minister Imhotep. Baba Jeff, bring the song. The song will be followed by the Litany of Sacrifice with Mama Afua and Baba Ustadi.
If we walk each day, let's walk each day, sacred way, we will reach the place we long to be. We long to the place of truth and love, peace and harmony, the place to live eternally. Let's walk in faith, light and divinity. Let's walk in hope, balance and harmony. Let's walk in peace, joy and prosperity. Let's walk in love, beauty and unity. Let's walk in might for the greatest good. Let's walk in truth like we should. Let's walk in trust and reciprocity. Let's walk that walk diligently. Let's walk each day, in self-knowledge. My people, know thyself. Self-knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. That power belongs with no one else. Let's walk in faith, light and divinity. Let's walk in hope, balance, and harmony. Let's walk in peace, joy, and prosperity. Let's walk in love, beauty, and unity. Let's walk in might for the greatest good. Let's walk in truth like we should. Let's walk in trust and reciprocity. Let's walk that walk diligently. Let's do all we can. Do all we can. Every way we can to make life more beautiful. More beautiful. Here in this land. In this land. In our motherland. Motherland. All over the world. All over the world. Let's walk in faith, light, and divinity. Let's walk in hope, balance, and harmony. Let's walk in peace, joy, and prosperity. Let's walk in love, beauty, and unity. Let's walk in might for the greatest good. Let's walk in truth like we should. Let's walk in trust and reciprocity. Let's walk that walk diligently. Let's walk each day and talk each day and rejoice each day the sacred way. Let's walk that walk and talk that talk and rejoice each day the sacred way. Let's rise and shine, live and give, care and share the sacred way. Let's walk each day and talk each day and rejoice each day the sacred way. The sacred African way. The sacred African way. The 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 way.
Mm.
My sister, please start.
We bring to you this morning the litany of sacrifice. Save us, O Holy One, by your name. Vindicate us by your might. Hear my prayer, divine protector. Listen to the words of my mouth. How can we repay the Holy One for the gifts that have been given to us? We will lift up the cup of salvation and call upon the God of our ancestors. We will fulfill our vows to our Creator in the presence of all our people. Gladly, we bring our sacrifices to you. We praise your name, O Amun Ra, for it is good.
Umoja, unity. We shall strive to maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race.
Kujichagulia, self-determination. We shall define, name, create, and speak for ourselves.
Ujima, collective work and responsibility. We shall build and maintain our communities together. Our brothers and sisters' problem shall be ours to solve together.
Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Together, we shall build and maintain our own businesses, and together profit from them.
Nia, purpose. We shall make our collective vocation the building and development of our community and the restoration of our people to our traditional greatness.
Kuumba, creativity. We shall do as much as we can in any way we can to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than when we inherited it.
Imani, faith. We will believe with all our hearts in our gods, our people,
and in the righteousness and victory of our struggle. Ashe.
Below, you will see where you can send your money to either Oakland or Sacramento. And I think also we should have another way outside of snail mail, which Bill should know.
Mhm.
Of course, I'll post that in the chat right away.
Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, we give thanks for those who have given, and we give thanks to those who have not. We give thanks to those who have given their time and their talent. And we know that no matter how small, a little savings leads to wealth. So for all of those who have given and for all of those who wanted to give, we give thanks and praises. We end by saying Ashe,
Ashe.
Amen, Ra, Ashe.
Ashe. Amen. Amen. Ashe. Amen. Amen.
Thank you both so much. Ashe. Thank you. Thank you, Baba Ustadi and Auntie Afua. Thank you. Next, we are going to have the message, and we are going to have it brought to us by our Emeritus Minister Makalisi. And I say, if you just listen to his songs, and there are so many, it seems like every time I think I've heard them all, some new ones spring up from somewhere, and I find out that they are years old. I just haven't heard the whole library yet, or even a section of it, I think. But if you just listen to the words of his songs that come out of his heart, that come out of his mind onto paper, and that he commits to us and bringing to us so that we can hear those little mini messages through his songs. That's our Minister Makalisi. So without any further ado, please come forward and bring us the message, bring us the word. Minister Makalisi, thank you.
Unmute.
Unmute, unmute, unmute. Yes, indeed. That's a necessary thing, isn't it? I'm in Rahed Tep will say, so good to be with you this morning, this afternoon, in the spirit of Ma'at, in the power of Septepi, in the vision, the hopes, the purposes for which the Most High has called us together. Ashe, Ashe. I give thanks and praise for those compliments given to the songs that I've been inspired and empowered to bring forward. And sometimes when I listen to them, I said, wow, how did I do that? Just give thanks to the Most High. Just looking forward to giving thanks for this opportunity to share with you what has been shared with me from the Most High. And I'd like to start with sharing with you a picture. You see that picture?
Yes.
You know, my wife Mary has a friend in Oakland, and they having messages back and forth all the time. Especially the sister there in Oakland, she just sends out messages almost every day. She might mix a day every now and then, and sometimes some that are really penetrating. And this was one that she sent a few days ago, with that sun shining. Every morning is destiny's way of telling you that your purpose in life is yet to be fulfilled. Good morning. And that sun, the solar disk and its rays that we know to be important in our tradition, as I understand it, that the rays of the sun is the Most High showering us with the Most High's desire, that we would desire to be one with the Most High. And so every morning that we arise, we know there's yet more to be done. There's yet more to be done because the Most High is infinite and we are not. And so we have the challenge to carry on each day, endeavoring to fulfill our purposes in this life that we are blessed to know and blessed to have. So that picture just really resonated with me. Ashe. And so let me get started with what I am called upon to do this day. See, I'm still trying to learn how to do this. This sharing, what's happened? Oh boy. I have lost something.
We still have you.
Okay. I'm trying to share something else. Oh boy. Maybe that's I see where the problem. Okay, we're gonna get there.
The sun is still rising.
All right. And you see that? Knowing and sharing Amen Ra from within. Did I get that through okay?
Yes.
Looks
All
good.
right. Let me start with the reading of text that I'm using, using me. First of all, from 2000 Seasons, on page 151 in my edition, Brother Armour. And starting in the middle of a sentence, it says, when any mind grew among us to adulthood, it grew beyond those fables and came to understand that there is indeed a great force in the world, a force spiritual and able to shape the physical universe. But that force is not something cut off, not something separate from ourselves. It is an energy in us, strongest in our working, breathing, thinking together as one people, weakest when we are scattered, confused, broken into individual, unconnected fragments. I also want to read from Hosea, page 6, some sections out of passage number 2, creation of Ra as Ptah. It is Ptah, the form of Ra, the most great, who has given existence to all divine powers and to their essences through his heart, mind, and tongue. Thus it came to pass that the heart, mind, and tongue ruled all other members through teaching that Ptah, Amen Ra, is within everybody as heart and mind, and within every mouth as tongue, of all the divine powers of all humankind, of cattle, of all creeping things, and all living things. And Ptah, Amen Ra, thinks as heart and mind, and commands as tongue whatever Ptah, Amen Ra, wishes. The seeing of the eyes, the hearing of the ears, the breathing of the nose are communicated to the heart and mind, and the heart and mind cause all perceptions to come forth. And what the heart and mind think and wish is declared by the tongue. So were all divine powers created, and the company of divine powers completed. And thus were made every work in all crafts, the arms, action of the arms and hands, the motion of the legs, the movement of every member of the body, according to the command which is conceived by the heart and mind and brought forth by the tongue, and which creates the usefulness and action of everything. I want to read also from the Book of Prayers and Sacred Praises, from passage number 2,
So just one paragraph out of that. It's on page 16, 1, 2, 3. The third paragraph down on page 16. It says, stand in awe of Amin-Ra. Declare Amin-Ra to your son and daughter, to the great and small. Declare Amin-Ra to generation after generation who are not yet born. Declare Amin-Ra to the fish in the deep, and to the birds in the sky. Declare Amin-Ra to the ignorant and to the wise. Stand in awe of Amin-Ra.
Mm.
And finally, this is a bit from our Osage Community Affirmation. Next to the last, where it says, we will raise our children according to the needs of our nation with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We will strive to be the living models of the new direction of our people. Knowing and showing Amin-Ra within. As we read through those passages, what are they sharing with us? From the Arma's work, I'm gathering that Arma is sharing his understanding and his respect for what is communicated in the creation of Ra as Ptah in that passage. That Arma is seeking to help us and help himself get over the fables of some folks who wanted to declare humans as wretched beings and place us, our ancestors, place us, African people, at the bottom of their demonic scale. And the passage on the creation of Ra as Ptah shares with us what our ancient ancestors grew to declare humans. They grew to understand and to embrace, thanks to the works of the scholars and sages of their day, and what numerous scholars of our time want us to know and share, wanting us to grow in knowing and sharing what the Medu Neter depiction of Amin-Ra communicates to us. That we, the humankind, that we are entrusted and blessed with the qualities and the quantities of the powers which Amin-Ra used and uses to govern creation, and desires that we would grow, to know, to utilize those powers every day of our lives, every hour of every day of our lives, to make our lives more beautiful and beneficial. Knowing and showing Amin-Ra from within. And in Nebra, in the book of prayers and sacred praises, Nebra wants us to know, as he knew, as our ancestors knew in those ancient days and times, and to show that we understand how crucially important it is for getting the message and that way of life be instilled within the hearts and minds of our children, of our sons and our daughters, not only those that are with us here now, but somehow get something in place, something through the present day children, sons and daughters that will take it, they'll take it into their adulthood, but to get it into generations beyond our imagination, knowing and showing Amin-Ra within. So what is this Medu Neter depiction of Amin-Ra and the ancestors communicating to us, wants us to know, wants us to grow, to know and to show. Well, the first symbol there is that budding reed leaf to the left. And the budding reed leaf is what? It's a symbol that communicates to us the ah sound in Amen. Further, it communicates to us that Amen Ra is the great spirit of life, the first principle of life, the one having the power to become many, including us. Amen Ra put in place a row of spirit, a passage of love and power that came through our ancestors, generation after generation, beyond our ability to count, to place within us that power to become the many. Like a budding reed leaf. It's like, I don't know if you ever noticed those leaves around bodies of water, that they're all fluffy. I don't know what you call those things, fluffy flowering on them, but they all have those seeds and they're waiting for the wind to blow them to what is the soil, and bring new flowers, new plants to life. So this symbol calls all of us who will listen to allow our hearts and minds and every cell of our being to be fertile ground, receptive to the life and nurture that each breath of life brings to us from the Most High. Symbol calls us to grow, to become great spirits of life ourselves. Our scholars have told us that Most High has entrusted unto us that sacred essence, his her sacred essence, by which we can be one with him, one with her. To grow, to become spirits of life who will use our hearts and minds in every ounce of truth, justice, and righteousness, every ounce of might, growing in every cell and fiber of our being to disseminate and share the truth, beauty, the goodness of the divine sacred reality with every breath of our lives. The budding reed leaf. Next, we have the Senet game board, just to the right of the leaf. That game board communicates to us the min sound in Amen. It's a symbol for the eternity or permanence of the Most High, as well as divine intelligence and creativity, and our pathway to the afterlife. Senet was a popular game in ancient Kemet, and success in that game required that you had knowledge and respect for the teachings and the symbols of our Kemetic spiritual tradition. For us today, more importantly, understand that the Most High entrusts to each of us the capacity to cultivate the qualities represented by this symbol, Ma'at, the virtues of our way, declarations of innocence, the Nguzo Saba, and more, to enable and empower us to live the game of life, so-called the game of life, and be enabled and be empowered to perceive and to develop and perpetuate the greatest good for the greatest numbers of our people as we work and think and breathe together as one. The Senet game board. And beneath the Senet game board, we see that rippling water. It's a phonetic complement which serves to add emphasis to the in sound of Amen. And it was understood, is understood to represent the sound of the energy of the Most High doing the work of creation. Serves to remind and emphasize that the work of creation is ongoing, and contained within the flow of sacred breath of life. That each one who partakes of that breath is empowered and expected to undertake a righteous and purposeful role in the ongoing work of creation. It is our Creator's call, that breath of life, that energy that comes to to enrich sacred essence entrusted unto us. That ongoing call comes from the Most High. The Most High's ongoing call for us to rise up and be one with me. The ongoing call from the Most High is embodied in each breath of life. Amen. Come and be one with me. We want to grow in knowing and showing Amen Ra from within. Next, we want to move on. Give a little focus to the mouth. The mouth that's up to the right of the game board. And the mouth communicates to us the R sound in Ra. Can also be perceived as communicating the entire seeing, hearing, breathing, declaring, creating process of the Most High, as stated in the Memphite theology. Ra is Ptah. It serves to remind us and inspire us that these same powers have been entrusted to us. Significant degree of these same powers have been entrusted unto us, by which to perceive and bring into being the community of truth, beauty, and goodness, the community of love with family, with loved ones, ultimately with all the world. As we have read before, the Most High has entrusted unto us dimensions of its own power, the power of heart and mind, the power of teeth, tongue, and lips, to observe what's going on in creation, to observe what needs to be going on for our greatest good, and to bring them into being through the utterance of sacred, creative words through our teeth, tongue, and lips that we share with sisters and brothers, with community, with family, even with strangers, so that we can bring about that community of truth, beauty, and goodness. Let us do all we can in every way we can, every day we can, to grow in that knowledge, so that the more that we grow to know more and show more of Amen Ra from within. Then we have the hands and forearm that's beneath the mouth. It communicates the ah sound in Ra. Additionally, it represents the full range of creative acts and blessings that come forth from the hands, so to speak, of the Most High, giving, receiving, setting of limits, opening new vistas. It serves to remind us and inspire us to revere the image and essence of nature, of God within, to be unceasing in turning our hands to the deeds and actions which create, which protect and perpetuate the community of truth and love. Then below the hands and arm, we have the solar disc and its determinative stroke. They play no sound, no role in the sound, but they serve to clarify that we are indeed speaking of Ra, speaking of Amen Ra, speaking of our Creator. It's depicted here with these symbols. The great spirit of life that manifests its presence and purposes in and through the powers of the sun. It serves to remind us, to inspire us to always do all we can, in every way we can, to be the sun of truth, beauty, and goodness, be the sun of hope and love in the sky of family, community, and loved ones, and to let that power, let that calling, let that potential always be present in the sky of our own consciousness. And where it said that the rays of the sun is the rays of showers of the love of the Most High, the love of the Most High's desire, that we would desire to be one with the Most High. We need to live with that consciousness day and night, night and day, every hour of every day and every night, so that we grow in knowing and showing Amen Ra from within. And finally, there to the right, we have this anthropomorphic deity symbol, the ancestral symbol, the Remech, our ancestors who grew to understand what's communicated in this depiction of Amen-Ra's name, this depiction that would demonstrate and communicate the character of Amen-Ra, and their calling to manifest that from within themselves. It serves to clarify that we are indeed referring to the essence of Amen-Ra. We're referring to ancestors who understood that calling from Amen-Ra and did all they could in every way they could to make life more beautiful and beneficial for themselves, for their children, for families, for the community, for humanity, and for generations beyond their imagination. It's that calling for us to do likewise, and it's reflected in Arma's work, that there is indeed a great spirit in life, and it's not something cut off from us, not something separate from ourselves. It's an energy in us, strongest in our working, breathing, thinking together with one people, as one people, with it, with that sacred spirit, that sacred essence, its source, and with each other. So that's our calling. We got to do all we can every day we can, every way we can, to live up to that calling. And know that any day and every day that the sun rises and shines upon us, that there's still work to be done. That we have not done the infinite. We're still finite. We're still striving. We should be still striving to do, to be what the Most High has given us potential to be. So what is this Medu Neter depiction of Amen-Ra and the sacred ancestors communicating to us? That we must do all that we can, every day we can, every way we can. And these are the foundation. This is the foundation for unity. We talk about unity in the family, community, nation, and race. This is the foundation. The understanding that the essence of the Most High is within each of us. If we have that understanding, that respect, then unity can happen. It won't be just a word. I'm respecting you because I know that there's the Most High living in and through you. And I'm endeavoring to do all I can to allow the essence of the Most High to live in and through me. And so we've got no reason for there not to be unity. Unity. For self-determination, Kujichagulia, for our own well-being, but not in such a way that it neglects and ignores the needs of family, the needs of community, the needs of my people. That whatever I'm aspiring and hoping for myself will not be something that's going to rob my people. That's something that's going to cause me to neglect and ignore the needs of my family, the needs of my community, the needs of my people. It's that foundation that allows for true Ujima, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purposeful living, respecting, cultivating the power, the spirit, the presence, the essence of the Most High within ourselves, within our hearts, within our minds. That's the foundation for Kuumba. Kuumba, to do all we can every day we can, every way we can, to make life more beautiful and beneficial for ourselves, for our family, for our community, for our people. Have the well-being of all of creation in our hearts, in our thoughts, in our hopes, in our endeavors. The essence of the Most High within is the foundation for all of that. If we leave that out, then we're playing a game with ourselves. That's the foundation for Imani. Faith in Amen-Ra. Faith in the presence and the essence of Amen-Ra within each of us, all of us. And the cultivation of that essence within our sons and our daughters. And in victories beyond our imagination. Now, one of the sources that inspired me for this message, for this presentation, was hearing the US Surgeon General talk about how much time average child, average youth in the USA is spending on so-called social media. 3.5 hours a day. What? If, then if that's the average, there's some that's spending more time than that on so-called social media. That says to me that we must be diligent to raise our children according to the needs of our nation. We got to raise our children to guide them, to protect them, to guide them and participate with them in connecting with the right stuff in social media and TV. If there's any right stuff in social media and TV, and I'm sure there's some positive, beautiful things that need to be some information, but we have to work with them because so much of what young people are looking at is negative stuff. War is fun. So much stuff that's on television. Evil is entertainment. Robbery, rape, and murder is entertainment. And we've got to be diligent to work with our children. Take some time with our children. Some of them 3.5 hours, that's like everything 30 minutes a day. And even more. And maybe impose some time limits on. No, you can go on the computer for a while, but no, you can't be on that so-called social media for 3.5 hours. My goodness. But definitely, and diligently, we need to have some frequent, daily interaction with our young people, with our children, however old they are. They're living in our homes, and we're endeavoring to help them grow up to be the kinds of adults that they want to be, that they ought to be. If they want to help them to grow up to know and show the presence of Amen-Ra within themselves, we're going to have to work diligently with them to aid them, to assist them, to inspire them to grow in knowing Amen-Ra within, rather than some self-destructive, selfish activities and values and attitudes that will lead to the wretchedness that other folks have tried to impose upon us. We have to work diligently with our children. Know that it must be more than just talk. It has to be more than just talk. When we read our affirmation, it talks about raising our children according to the needs of our nation. I kind of reword it when we say we will strive to be the living models of the new direction, strive to be living models of the sacred direction, strive to be the living models of the direction that comes when we know and show Amen-Ra from within. We need to work with our young people, and not only with them. We know we need to work with the young people, those that are with us here now, and they might do some things that'll be effective for generations beyond our imagination with their children and their children's children. But we also need to work with some adults that we know, parents, elders, sisters and brothers, other organizations, associates that we know, that we work with them to know and show Amen-Ra within ourselves to them. And that it's a loving power, that it's a uplifting, creating power to help them to grow and know that. It's when we read, when I hear and read about, as I understand it, Jesus on his way to crucifixion and people are begging for Jesus to do this and that and the other. And Jesus says, I'm on my way to become an ancestor. Where he says, I'm on my way to be home with the Father. And what I have done, you can do, and even more. We need to grow with making that emphasis with our sisters and brothers. They can make it with us, their understanding, and we can grow together. And when Jesus says, you know, when 2 or 3 of you gather, whatever you do in my name, I'm interpreting that in the spirit that's within me, that's also in you. And the 2 or 3 of you get together, whatever you bind or set loose on earth is bound or set loose in heaven. That's power. That's power. That's the power of the Most High living in and through us. We need to work with not only our children, work with adults that we know, so that we can come together with some unity based on our understanding, our conviction that the Most High lives in and through us, lives in and through you, lives in and through all of us who are not afflicted by those traditions that want to turn us into wretchedness. We're moving for righteousness. We're moving for love and truth and beauty, and we make our lives more beautiful and beneficial. So let's do all we can. Let's do all we can every day we can to grow in knowing and showing Amen-Ra from within. Let's walk each day that sacred way. And this will become the place that we desire it to be. Let's walk each day in self-knowledge. This will be the place that we desire it to be. Let's walk each day by the power of the Spirit of the Most High living within us, and we will be liberated, uplifted, and celebrated by our children and their children and generations beyond imaginations, like we celebrate and revere ancestors who lived according to truth, beauty, and goodness in ages before us, and their words are yet alive in our sacred text. Let our lives and the sharing, the loving that grows from our lives be preserved in that way for future generations as we grow in knowing and grow in showing the essence of Amen-Ra within us. Ashe, Ashe.
Amen. Spirit of my.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Minister Makalisi. Thank you, Minister Makalisi. Oh, I just, Minister Makalisi's message always takes me to a very simple, clean, and specific interpretation of what it is that we need to do. It takes it and it cuts off all the fluff and all of the rainbows and butterflies, and it gets to how are we living our lives? What are we doing with our time? Where is our investment of our energy? How are we using our minds, our hands, our efforts to raise up our people, to raise up our community, to raise up this church, Wose? He challenges, are we walking the talk, walking the walk? Are we doing those things that we speak of? If you are someone out there who has come to hear the message today and spent this Sunday with us, and those things that were said by anyone, Minister Makalisi, Mama Fanya, Baba Ustadi, anyone said anything that you heard that feeling within your mind, within your spirit that said, this is something I want to know more about. This is something that I want more of in my life. That the things that Minister Makalisi said resonated with you and you can understand them. You can understand him saying, let your life and your deeds reflect those of Mott. Let them reflect the image that we have of Amun-Ra, that we, each and every one has been given this gift by our Creator and endowed with the ability to be an amazing people individually, but think collectively. If more of us walked in that same direction, in that same way of living, in that same way of existing, the power that we would have, the things that we could achieve. Amen. Spirit of my. Somebody knows the next line. Feel free to sing it because I get stuck there.
Help us
Help us
walk the sacred way with all that we've got.
Oh, yes, Jose. Yes, Jose. This is the way. When we say this is the way, this is the way. This is the way. And again, he keeps it plain for you. He keeps it simple. It doesn't necessarily need all of these other things. It is a very simple way of living: truth, justice, harmony, balance, order, righteousness, reciprocity. It's simple. And it doesn't matter, as somebody said earlier, whether you are Jehovah Witness, or whether you are Panther, whatever it is that you came with, because many as at Jose started as something else, but it's about how you want to live your life and what is at the crux of your character, and understanding what is there, and that we are stronger together, baby. We are stronger together. Woo! If there is anyone out there who would like to be a part of what you've heard today, who would like to contribute what it is that you offer, what it is that you have, who it is that you be to who we are as a community, please raise your hand so that we can see it. We're going to put our screens on gallery and take a look. Put your name into the chat so that we can get in touch with you later. Maybe you have questions. Maybe you want to know more. That's okay too. Put it in the chat. I'd like to know more about Jose, and we'll reach out and we'll let you know more. Tell you a little bit, give you a little bit more information to help you make that decision. Is there one today? I can't see it, you guys, so please let me know if there is. And again, we're going to move it, but if you want to put something out there to just say, please give me a call and let me know more, that's a starting place. That's somewhere to start, and we'll go from there. We're going to move forward then with Lift Every Voice and Sing from Baba Jeffrey. And again, you can still put your name out there, still. Okay, thank you so much. That's a couple of those notes gave me goosebumps and my hair stood up. That was pretty good.
Those were some powerful voices
Yes, yes,
and a very hard arrangement.
yes, yes. Hey, that's my mom. Yes. yes.
Excellent arrangement.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask everybody to do, we are in this Zoom world, but we can still do some little things to keep us in a place in our minds of being together, being close, as Queen Imhotep said, touching and feeling each other, even though we cannot physically do it. So I'll ask if we would raise one or both hands as we thank our ancestors for joining us today. Thank those who we called on and those who decided on their own, they just wanted to be with us. And now unto them who is able to lift us up faultlessly before the throne on high, may they empower us to be a people with one aim,
One aim,
one faith,
one faith,
one love,
One love,
one heart,
one heart,
and one God.
one God.
Let us call on the name of that one God. Let us all say together,
Amen.
Amen. Ra.
you
You
are the
are
most
the
beautiful
beautiful
people on the face
of
of this
this earth.
earth.
Ashe.
Ashe,
Ashe.
Ashe,
Ashe.
Ashe.